Brothers and sisters, consumption. We're going to start off a little saucy today. Consumption is the primary goal of a society strictly built off and by it and for it, really. But the thing about consumption is, no matter how enticing it appears to be, how alluring, salacious, tempting, etc., you really can only consume for so long before you stop and start to wonder what exactly is being consumed, and more importantly, who is the one that's actually consuming. For a long time, I thought I could live a life of consumption. In nearly every sense of the word, I thought that consumption was almost a sort of destiny, that I could do nothing but that, and this was really the nefarious part, that I didn't need to do anything but consume. You can imagine what kind of state of mind I was in as I perpetuate this pain ad nauseum. It was not enjoyable, even though at the time it felt almost cathartic, because I was really addicted to what I was consuming, the various things. And it really warped my sense of reality in a bad way, because now I understand that the mind, as within, so without. The without is defined by the within. Before I did not understand that. So I thought I was beholden to these addictions, these some people would call them pendulums, these demons. I thought they had a stronghold in my psyche. They were plaguing me. The thing is, when you're in that state of being, which is a very, very low state of being, one of the lower states, right down there with shame, unfortunately, you really don't see a way out. To you, it just seems that you're just in an endless cycle of consumption. You go up here, and you do this, and you do that, and you consume this, and you consume that, and the can keeps on getting kicked down the road, and your mental health continues to erode. Okay? For real, it continues to suffer because of that. The erosion of your own well-being and mental wellness is directly correlated. It is directly correlated with your level and extent of consumption. Okay, I'll say that again. The erosion of your well-being and mental wellness is directly correlated with the extent and the level of your consumption. Low consumption, low mental health. High consumption, high mental health. Now you may say, what is consumption? Well, that's going to look different for different people, but I can give you an example. Any unnecessary intake and or extreme give me a second, I'm going to word this correctly. Any unnecessary intake or extreme identification with certain elements that you use to get through the day. This could be alcohol, this could be drugs, this could be sex, this could be other forms of that. You all know what I mean there. It could be materialism. I don't want to forget that. It could be buying things, shopping, compulsive buying things. Maybe you really like shoes. You like to buy new shoes all the time. Maybe you really like watches. I like watches. Who doesn't like to have some ice on their wrist? You know what I'm saying? Well, there's nothing wrong with having ice on your wrist, but you like beholden to what the next watch is. Getting the next watch, that hit of dopamine when you have that new watch on your wrist. Okay? Because now you're fully in the throes of consumption, specifically with materialism. Your watches. That's just an example. And the danger comes when you really think you need that to get through your day, to get through your life. And when you don't get it, withdrawal kicks in. Definitely experienced that in a few different ways. It's not a good feeling. But I believe ultimately it is a necessary one. Because once you see, like, okay, this is painful, but I can get through it. I can actually get through my day without needing this, without giving into this. You really start to see that, and you start to process it. Okay, your subconscious mind starts to process it and associates it. Okay, you aren't as dependent on this as we thought we previously were. That's genuine evolution. That's genuine mental evolution. That's like real life alchemy. You can call yourself an alchemist at that point. For real. You're the real deal. That's straight up alchemy. But it's extremely tough to realize that when you're in the moment and when you're withdrawing, especially when you're like, man, I need this. I don't know how I'm going to live without this. I don't know how I'm going to get through my day without this. Realize that all of that is just a projection of your own unrealized inner fulfillment. Okay? I'm going to say that part again. This is very important. That which you consume, that which you were addicted to, that which you so continuously seek after and sought for, and identified yourself with as a consumer of, was only the projection of your unrealized inner fulfillment. That is all that was. Okay? That is your inner fulfillment. Okay? Your inner fulfillment projected outwards, but you didn't realize it. So now you think you need the object, but the object was just a reflection of the subject. Look at the subject. Really look at the subject. Okay? I took my glasses off because this is a society where, we always have cameras, we always have lenses we can look through, but are we really seeing? Are we looking and are we seeing? Are we listening? Are we hearing? For real, are we really doing these things? Put it back on, I need to see. But you get my point. It's just an illustration. Actually see. Your inner eye. Actually see that all of that is a projection of your own inner fulfillment. There are no exceptions. All of it. There are no exceptions. Now, it may sound like ludicrous. It may sound crazy, right? I thought it was crazy too, until I experienced it directly. Until I understood it on a mental level, on an emotional level, on a spiritual level, okay? On a soul level. And then I realized it actually made perfect sense. Complete sense. Recognize. I don't care if you have to write it down 100 times. Say it to yourself 100 times. And every single time you say it with conviction. Okay? Like almost as if somebody's holding a gun to your head and telling you, say it. And actually say it. And mean it. From the bottom of your heart, you have to mean it. And if you don't mean it, nobody else is going to mean it for you. You have to mean it first. And then everybody else will reflect that seriousness. Reflect that conviction through you. And you'll see it. And eventually you'll get to a point where you're not even looking for it anymore. You don't need it. I'll make another video on how the proof that you're looking for is in front of the mirror. You are that proof. You carry yourself like that proof. Point blank in the period. You're the theorem, you're the proof, you're all of it. All of it. From A to Z, back again, and all around. So the projection of that inner fulfillment from going from a state of unrealization to realization and understood realization, okay? So it started out as ignorant and unrealized, and now it is realized and understood. Again, alchemy. Just completed the process. Now, you actualize it by living from it. So now when you get that desire, get that urge to consume, get that urge to seek after the outside, to find the inside, you flip it and you say, no, it's the inside. It's the inside that is already fulfilled. The inside which is already whole. Okay, if something is whole, what does it need to consume? If it is already complete, then what does it need to consume? It doesn't need to consume anything. Consume is the key word. It does not need to consume anything. It is not a consumer. It is a creator. The creator doesn't consume. Okay? The creator creates. The creator can create the consumer. It doesn't consume. That's not its primary default state of being. It's the creator. Say no, the outside doesn't define the inside. What's happening out there doesn't define who I am. I ascribe meaning to what's out there. I give meaning to the outside. Therefore, it's the inside, then the outside. Not the outside, then the inside. It's as within, so without. Okay? And then it's as without, so within. It's as above, so below. And as below, so above. On earth, as it is in heaven. The earth is a footstool of heaven. Not the other way around. Okay? Earth doesn't get to subjugate heaven. Heaven dictates earth. Heaven molds earth. Heaven sculpts earth. That's a whole other lecture. I don't want to get too diverged here. But I just wanted to come on here and share with each and every one of you that this is a society built on consumption, especially with Generation Z, which is my generation. We are an anathema. We are an anathema to the older generations in a lot of ways. They don't understand us, but I don't blame them for that, because in our own way we don't understand them. But I do want to say that I bear no ill will toward them at all. Though we do have to understand where we are at right now. Okay, we can acknowledge those differences without hating each other. Good thing to do. Generation Z, though, and I say this as a fellow Gen Zer, right? It's very different. Our experiences, our life up to this point has been very different from the previous generations. That's okay. Okay, I want you all to hear me, brothers and sisters. If I can say that that's okay, where I was at a few years ago, anybody can do it. It can be 100%. It can be done. I was in an extremely dark place. It was bad. I can laugh about it now because I'm on the other side. Glory to God. It was bad. And it was horrible. I would not want to live the rest of my life in this state at all. Coming on the other side of that, you're just like, wow. You kind of see it. And you really see it. Like, man, I was just feeding into that hate. I was just feeding into that bitterness. I was perpetuating that consumption. I was wondering, oh man, what's wrong? Seeking the antidote, right? But I kept injecting myself with poison. It was poisonous. But thankfully, we learned. And as it is written, wisdom is known by her children. And as we are children of God, let us then also be children of wisdom. Brothers and sisters, let us apply that wisdom. Very easy to mindlessly consume in a world that is propagated by it and actively purports and advocates for it. That comes at a cost. It comes at the cost of your own well-being, at the character of your own soul. You weren't here to mindlessly consume yet another number. Yet another statistic. Yet another digit. Yet another ticket. No. You came here to create. You came here to realize who it is that you are and why you were put on this earth in the first place. You came here to actualize that by living that knowledge, that active understanding every single moment of your life. Nobody and nothing can ever take that away from you. Especially this society. That should genuinely make you happy. That should bring a little bit of a grin to your face, you know what I mean? Like me right now. Cheesing just a little bit. Because those who walked in darkness have seen a great light. those living in the land, the shadow of death, the light is dawning. We are them. We embody them. We carry them. We walk with them. We act with them. Sons and daughters of the Most High. That's a requirement for us. It comes naturally once you have that understanding. That's default. That's autopilot. Everything else feels kind of odd at that point because you've reversed it. Who knows reversed it? Congratulations. Feels pretty good. So, next time you're mindlessly consumed, no judgment here. Remember, you were put on this earth to realize what it is that you are, and carry that, and move that active understanding of that realization, and that power of creation. You got it. That's you. That's all you. And maybe you move through this consumeristic society a bit differently. Still do what you have to do. Buy what you want to buy. I'm not saying don't do that. But you do it consciously. You don't do it to fill some sort of void. Fill some sort of hole. You don't do it to be fulfilled. You're already fulfilled. You're already complete. You're already whole. Already. As in now. As in right now. I don't care if you gotta do certain things every day to remember it. I mean, I know I do. I have certain sayings that I say to myself, or certain, physical cues. It helps me really ground myself in the present. Remember who it is that I am. Because I'm liable to forget as well. I'm only human. But for real though, it's important. It's important to remember. Don't hold it against yourself if you find yourself in those moments where you're consuming, or where you're kind of reverting back to your old script. But see it as growth. Because that's what it is. You're realizing it. Well, you were in the throes of it, and you were dependent on it. You were a slave. Now you're free. You're free. Okay? You're a free man and you're a free woman. You can look at it and say, okay, you know what? This is what I'm doing right now. This is how I'm feeling right now. Or this is what I feel the need to do right now to be happy, be whole, be fulfilled, etc., etc., etc. Again, as always, I encourage each and every one of you to make it your own. You know that you're all tied together by common threads. Strings. Children of the Most High are not mindless consumers. We are effortless creators. That's what we are. Not mindless consumers. Effortless. Brothers and sisters, God bless each and every one of you. I encourage you to apply this understanding and watch this video multiple times if you need to. Whatever is conducive to your learning, to your mental environment. Because this will alter how you move through this world, how you interact with it, how you see yourself as well. Thank you for being here. And always, as always, remember